Good morning. It's great to have you with us here at Unity of Walnut Creek. We are ready for a fabulous day. There is that experience of moving deeper into the awareness of divine abundance in our lives. We're going to take a powerful step in that today. I invite you to open and let that most meaningful connection with the divine awaken within you. We have Heart Dream providing their wonderful music. And today, let that beautiful presence of love that you are touch you at depth.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Please stand and join us in singing Give Me Love.
Give me love, give me love, give me peace on earth. Give me life, keep me free from birth. Give me hope, help me cope with this heavy load. Trying to touch and reach you with heart and soul. Take hold of my hand, that I might understand. Won't you please, oh won't you give me love, give me love, give me peace on earth. Give me life, keep me free from birth. Give me hope, help me cope with this heavy load. Trying to touch and reach you with heart and soul. Take hold of my hand, that I might understand. Won't you please, oh won't you give me love, give me love, give me peace on earth. Give me life, keep me free from birth. Give me hope, help me cope with this heavy load. Trying to touch and reach you with all heart and soul. You. Please, thank you. Thank you. It's a joy to be here. Please remain standing and join us in singing a song that was recently written by Mr. Bangs over here called Shine a Light on Me, Spirit. Shine a light on me, Spirit. Shine a light on me. Shine a light on me, Spirit. I need your love to help me see. Take this burden from me, Spirit.
Take this burden from me. Take this burden from me, Spirit. I need your love to carry me. Clear the way for me, Spirit. Clear the way for me. Clear the way for me, Spirit. I'm coming home to unity. I'm coming home to unity. I'm coming home to unity.
Yeah.
Good morning. And welcome to Unity of Walnut Creek. My name is Jennifer Hooker, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to our service. Before we get started, if you could all please check your cell phones and make sure they are in the completely off position. Thank you so much. Please also join me in welcoming our friends online. Your presence adds to our spiritual community, and we truly appreciate you joining us. And please also help me in welcoming Heart Dream as our guest musicians this morning. And their CDs will be available on the patio after the service. Let's open our service by focusing our intention through our opening affirmation. Please join me in prayerfully and powerfully speaking it together 3 times. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. Again, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. And once again, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. And let's continue by reading aloud the statement of our unity. God's love is within each of us, guiding us to dynamically express our wholeness, wisdom, and abundance. We acknowledge the universal wisdom in the Christ teachings and in all spiritual paths. I now choose to open to the presence of divine love and to be changed at depth. Throughout this sacred time, God is uplifting me and through my heart, the world. And now our heart minister, Ciel, will read from Unity's Daily Word.
Today's word is simple words. My senses of sight, sound, smell, and taste touch emanate from my physical body. My capacity to think independently reflects my mental ability. I understand, however, that I am more than my physical and mental self. I am a spiritual creation. Although I may sometimes act or speak in error, the perfection of spirit is within me. As I connect simple but powerful words such as faith, love, and peace with the affirmation, I am, I affirm my true nature and expand my consciousness. I am an expression of God's love and peace right here and now. I am faith in action. I embrace the truth of who I am and live this truth every day. I am an expression of spirit, contributing to a world of divine creation. And from Job 32:8, truly it is the spirit and immortal, the breath of the Almighty, that makes for understanding. Our affirmation for today: I am a divine expression of spirit. Would you repeat that with me, please? I am a divine expression of spirit. Take that in through your hearts, and again. I am a divine expression of spirit.
Float into your heart, let love be your goal. Find the peace within, melt into your soul. Feel the peace of love, feel the joy of grace, feel God's tender care upon your face. Let the light flow in. Can you feel the glow? From the warmth comes truth. Deep inside you'll know. Feel the peace of love. Feel the joy of grace. Feel God's tender care upon your face. Float into your heart, let love be your goal. Find the peace within, melt into your soul. Feel the peace of love, feel the joy of grace, feel God's tender care upon your face. Feel God's tender care upon your face.
I'm going to highlight a few upcoming events. The details of these and other wonderful activities can be found in your bulletin and also on our website. Please come back for the town hall meeting today at 12:30, and we'll also be streaming it live. And the second annual Jazz on the Lawn fundraiser for the Joyful Noise Choir is the fourth Saturday in August. You will not want to miss this exciting and popular event, and tickets will be on sale on the patio on Sundays and then also in the book center during the week. And I would now like to invite Jeremy to the platform.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. I just wanted to remind everybody that it's that time of year again. It's Circulation Day this Saturday. So we're asking all of you to take a look in your households and find that one item, that one you love, that valuable item. For me, it was a pasta maker. It took me forever to let it go, but it was I was never using it. So, but if you can look in your heart and find those items that you love, but you just don't use and they're no longer serving you, those are a perfect gift for the universe. And we're accepting those gifts on Friday from 10 to 7. And then also, if you'd actually like to witness this law of circulation happening, we actually are accepting signups for volunteering that day on the patio in between services. So just look for Lonnie and Jeff to sign up. And once again, thank you, not only for the past donations that you've all made, but for obviously the ones that you will be giving. They all go to fund the events for the youth for the upcoming year. So they are very grateful, and so am I. So thanks very much.
If you're here with us for the first time, we welcome you to our spiritual community. We'd enjoy meeting you, and we'd also like to invite you to a unity event of your choosing. So please take the very important presence card, which can be found in the seat pocket in front of you, to the welcome table after the service to learn more about us and to also receive your free gift certificate. And if you are willing, please raise your hand so that we can welcome you. Okay. Well, we'd like to extend our special greeting to everyone new, both here and online. Together, we love you, we bless you, and we behold the light of God shining through you. And until the music begins, please take a moment to greet the people around you.
So do you play golf?
That's, yeah, I'm active.
Go, go, go. Go, go, go.
That's my spiritual lesson, is to walk and have.
I've got a
Never-ending love for you. From now on, that's all I want to do. From the first time we met, I knew I have a never-ending love for you.
Please join us.
I've got a never-ending love for you. From now on, that's all I want to do. From the first time we met, I knew I have a never-ending love for you. After all this time of feeling alone, we can love one another, live for each other from now on. It's so good I can hardly stand it. Never-ending love for you. From now on, that's all I want to do. From the first time we met, I knew I'd sing my never-ending song of love for you. After all this time of feeling alone, we can love one another, live for each other from now on. It's so good I can hardly stand it. Never-ending love for you. From now on, that's all I want to do. From the first time we met, I knew I'd sing my never-ending song of love for you. I'd sing my never-ending song of love for you. I'd sing my never-ending song of love for you.
All right, thank you. Take that deep breath, let it out, just wiggle around, get comfortable. We're going to enter into our time of prayer and meditation. And as you experience the music, whether you join in the singing or just let it call to you, let it be part of that journey to the very center of your heart.
Oh, sing, my heart, sing. Let my eyes gaze upon thee, upon my Lord, upon my Lord.
God, we open to know you more deeply, to awaken to find your presence within our bodies, within our minds, within our hearts. We awaken to know that when we need strength to meet the challenges before us, you are this strength within us. When we need wisdom to understand what is before us, to make those choices that bring about the highest in our lives, you are the wisdom within us. When we need peace, to bring us from the turmoil within our experiences of life, and to bring us back to that beautiful center of being. You are the peace within us. And when we need love, to heal at depth, and to bring harmony to mind, emotions, and to bring a harmony into our relationship with those important to us. You are the love within us. And when we need to awaken to the true nature of our being, to awaken to our oneness with you, you are the awareness within us. And we enter into this awareness, the experience of our oneness with you, of your presence in every part of life, and your presence as life within us. We awaken now by letting go and entering this beautiful place of silence, this place of simply knowing you, being one with the one. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know. infinite love, beloved presence. What a joy to awake, to understand the oneness that we are in your love. And so we take this love within us and we radiate it forth to touch and bless and heal and uplift. We send it first within our own bodies for healing and calling forth the wholeness. We send it to mind and heart for wisdom and understanding. We radiate this love to each one dear to us, enfolding them, blessing, healing, guiding. We send this love through our hearts to all who are a part of this spiritual community, becoming a part of that light and wisdom that flows through them, blessing everyone in their world. We radiate this love, and we send it to every prayer request brought here, knowing with each that this love responds to the desires of their heart and brings forth that which is the highest. And we send this love across the communities in which we live, bringing healing and peace. We send it across our nation, healing its fears and calling forth its wisdom. We send it across the nations of the world, calling forth the great compassion of all humankind. We radiate this love from our hearts. We send it to all who join us in prayer, whether in mosque or synagogue, temple or church, whether gathered at home or on the hillsides, for in seeking to know you, we are all one. We radiate this love. We send it to Mother Earth and all her creatures. And we send it about the earth to touch the heart of every single person. For you are that love in every heart, and in that love, we are one. Divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. Please join me. Divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. Again, divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. Feeling that love at depth. Once again, divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world.
Oh, sing, my heart, sing. Let my eyes gaze upon thee, upon my Lord, upon my Lord.
It is so. Amen.
light inside your heart. Take the sun and pour it in. Oh, pour it in my heart. Then I'll pour moon's light inside your heart. Together we'll see the veins all of our lives, past and gone forever, and lives to come. Seek only the beauty of love. Oh, that surrounds your soul. Then love grows higher, higher than your mind. Then love grows higher,
higher than your mind.
Beautiful inner places. Just treasure being there, that feeling of connection and awareness of who you are. And in case your neighbor doesn't know who they are, would you just tell them, "Good morning, you beautiful child of God." All right. Well, last week I got to share with you a marvelous experience that's come our way. A chance to really go through a change of consciousness together. And when we do that, when as a community we change our consciousness, what we know is that that happens because many within our community make that effort to go and move to a higher level of perception, of awareness, of openness to that divine presence. And it spreads and it touches us all. And in that, part of what happens is as a spiritual community, we work at modeling the spiritual teachings that we work with. so that we get to experience the result of that together. So I want to share some of that with you today. And just to catch us up, what was happening was we began to recognize a consciousness within our experience that's most simply labeled as not enough. Now, within our lives, we experience that many different ways. Okay, it can be not enough support when we're going through a challenge. It can be not enough wisdom to really understand and get clear on what's unfolding. It can be not enough harmony within our relationships, our families, or our workplace. It can be not enough creativity to move to that next level, or not enough health within the body, and the way that we were experiencing it in the community, and the way many individuals, I'm aware, was experiencing it, was not enough to really meet the financial needs that we had in our lives. And so we began to look and say, what do we do? What's our principles? How do we, because we know that God is our source, an inexhaustible source, how do we go about really bringing that into manifestation? And so we started with the first principle, which is God first. And coming from Jesus' teaching, seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all these things shall be added unto you. So we started that with the experience of prayer. And not the prayer of trying to convince some God out there to come intervene because they'd forgotten about us. But that which attunes us to open to that spiritual presence and power of abundance that is already given. It is already there at that spiritual level of our beings. So we started that with prayer, and the affirmation that kept coming up as we were working with that was, God is my instant, constant, abundant supply. I am grateful for more than enough. Join me. God is my instant, constant, abundant supply. I am grateful for more than enough. Again, God is my instant, constant, abundant supply. I am grateful for more than enough. You feel that opening? That's that beautiful presence of the divine within us that is always there, instantly. There is always a presence of abundance here within us, constantly. In any situation, no matter what it looks like in the outer, that is there. And it is abundant. It is more than enough. It's not just getting by. We've tried that one. We know that doesn't work. That's not the experience of the divine. There's always an abundance. A beautiful attunement through prayer. And then we shared that the second step we worked with was that principle of love, because love transforms. So it takes us in our personal experience and consciousness, and it is a transformative energy that lifts us to a higher consciousness. And in our board, where we became aware and began to set about the changing of this consciousness, we did that by using appreciation. Because appreciation is a part of that experience of the love energy. And so we went into just appreciating all the wonderful people and how generous they are, and all the giving in so many ways that takes place within this spiritual community, and how in our own lives we're all so richly blessed and cared for in all that we experience. Now, there was another part of the God first one that I hadn't shared yesterday, and it was kind of a fine-tunement on a practice that we do. Okay, we model the experience of tithing, because tithing is one of the teachings that we share here. And there are those who are ready to step into that and those who aren't, but it is a beautiful way of attunement to abundance. And what we realized was the way the teaching goes is you give the first tenth. And we looked at what was happening, how we were doing that as a community, and realized we were taking figures from months ago and finally applying them and giving from them, and it basically came out to the last tenth. We said that's not the way the teaching is. So we changed to bring it into accord so that we made those decisions beforehand. So as soon as something came in, that first expression that went out would be the tithe from our community, going out with that blessing and acknowledging how we are one with an entire movement of consciousness in the world that is unfolding greater goodness for all humanity. And that flows out from us every time we receive. So we did that attunement. Again, how do we model this? That God first, tithing is a wonderful way to bring that in. Prayer is a wonderful way to bring that in. The experience of love and abundance. Now, that I shared with you last time. Now, there's two more principles that we worked with. And my guess is, in your life, you've worked with these two. And I've always found them a little challenging at times. So I want to share with you what happened as we, as the board and leaders in the community were charged with that responsibility, began to work with this. The first is balance. Now, the understanding, there's a universal law that all interchange is balance. And what that means is if we get out of balance one way, then it demands and pulls our energy over into another. And we've probably done this in your life, where you got all invested over here and and then suddenly you realize this part of your life was kind of a mess and you needed to run back over and take care of it. Okay, so that's the more we are in that state of balance, the freer that spiritual energy and power moves in and through us. The more attuned we are to guidance. So balance, very important principle. And we realized we were out of balance. And we were out of balance because we were spending more than we were receiving. That's a good picture of out of balance. Okay, so we did what you probably all do when you finally, look at the checkbook and go, oops. And we said, okay, now where do we need to reduce those expenditures to bring it in line with what we're receiving? And we got together with our staff and our finance and budget team, and they looked and they found many different ways that we could do something differently. We could put it off. We could reduce a number of expenditures. And they made a sincere effort, did a beautiful job with that. And then our board got together and we looked at that and said, that's great, but there's still a gap. We are still out of balance. And now this brought us to a very challenging place because we'd taken care of the things you can take care of easily. Now, within a church community, there's basically two big expenditures. One is the buildings, and the other is the salaries for staff. Okay, and we hadn't gone into those yet. And we looked and we didn't think the bank would appreciate it if we sent them less money. So we said, so that just left one area for us to work with. Now here we were, and that meant that to reduce the expenditures, we had to look at reducing what we were paying people. We had to reduce their salaries. Have you ever gone through that experience of getting told you're getting less? How does it affect your prosperity consciousness? Feels like lack, doesn't it? Feels like you're less valued. Now, the truth is, our staff had looked at this and knew about this and done a wonderful job of being not resistant, of being open and understanding. And yet, board sitting there, people feel what we feel. And have you ever been in that position where you're the one about to take money away from someone? Doesn't feel good, does it? It feels like lack. So our board made a decision. And they took a hold of a different spiritual principle. One of the great prosperity teachers, one of the great spirituality teachers, the man by the name of Eric Butterworth. And in his book, Spiritual Economics, where he talks about this experience, how we bring this spiritual energy down into our third dimensional experience as well at every other level of our being. And he says, if ever there is lack of any kind, whether it is a need for employment or for money or for guidance or even for healing, something is blocking the flow. And the most effective remedy, and this is what our board went to, the most effective remedy. The most effective remedy is give. Give. So what they chose to do, instead of taking away, was giving. And the way they did that was every member, and there's 10 members on our board, and there's three advisors, so there's 13 people that are there helping to make these decisions. Every member there made a commitment to substantially increase their own giving. Now, sitting in that room, in one moment, we were feeling lack. Not enough. Very powerful. Thoughts and feelings produce after their kind. It's a universal law. In the next moment, we were feeling abundant. We were feeling a flow. We were feeling a movement and response from divine energy that changed every one of us sitting there. And we knew two things. One, every life would change. Because when we expand that experience of giving, we expand our experience of receiving. And we had moved from not enough to yes, there is enough. There's more than enough. The most effective remedy, giving. Now, Butterworth goes on and he gives us a wonderful understanding why this is so effective, why it's so powerful, why it makes such a difference within us. He says, God is the divine givingness of the universe. Interesting. God is the divine givingness of the universe. Think about that, this very energy of life and power that flows through our lives. It is always giving. It's nature. It can't help it. That winter is always followed by spring. There's always new life coming forth. It gives constantly. God is the divine givingness of the universe, and we are created in the image likeness of this divine givingness. So in the experience of giving, we are expressing our true divine nature. That's powerful. And we certainly felt it that day. And then I had the great privilege of sitting there with the staff the next week, and they'd done the numbers. They knew what to expect and said, but that board made a different choice. They decided instead of taking away, to give. And the response was an interesting one. Every member of this staff joined in giving with the board. Everyone made a substantial commitment to expand their experience of giving, and they felt that same powerful flow, because that's what opens us. That's what moves us from where we were to where we're being called to be. beautiful thought from Butterworth just to share with you. In your spiritual quest, you are seeking to establish yourself in a unitive relationship with the divine flow. When you discover the wonder of giving, you become unblushingly an incurable giver. It is one of the most important keys to the prosperity law. You can see why. And we could feel that. It was a beautiful thing for us to go through the experience and recognize the change of consciousness that had happened within us. God is my instant, constant, abundant supply. I am grateful for more than enough. Join me. God is my instant, constant, abundant supply. I am grateful for more than enough. Now there's this question comes up for me and something like, well, does it work? And I'm not one of those people. Back when I was young and somebody told me take it on faith, I got up and walked out because I don't. Okay, I always got to look and test and find out what's really going on here. So, because the universe understands my need, it keeps bringing me feedback. So, what happened was I noticed I had 3 experiences this week related directly to the experience of prosperity. One, a woman who'd been a part of our the Universal Laws of Abundance class that just completed a week or so ago, came up and said, that class changed my life. And she'd stepped into the experience of tithing, the experience of giving, of really opening. She said, in that 8 weeks, my income tripled. Oh, that's nice. I like that. Okay. And then Wednesday, we're singing in our staff meeting, and I get to name Sheila's name on because when you're an assistant minister, you're fair game. So I can tell you it was Sheila, and we're sitting there, and as a part of that staff experience, Sheila had made a commitment. Now she's a tither, as I don't know of any Unity ministers that aren't, because they know it works. Anyhow, but she made a commitment for a significant increase in her giving beyond that. She said, so that was last week. She said, so this week, as I sit here, I now have engagements that will bring me in 3 times the amount of what I made the commitment to give. Oh, that feels good. And then just this fun one. You may have noticed when you came up that there's new bark around some of the landscaping. Something we hadn't been able to do, and somebody said, "Well, I want it to look nice," and so they just anonymously donated the bark, and wonderful thing, very significant gift, and I just heard that they hit the $4,000 jackpot yesterday, I think. So, does it work? Of course it works. It's universal law. It has to work. Now, does it always work that way? No. And that's very different. I mean, there were also people who took that class who didn't experience that breakthrough, who have taken in the experience of the growth and unfolding that's in its support for work that's being done, but not yet at that level. And so it happens. It's important to remember that this isn't a magic trick. Okay, this is a uplifting of our consciousness by the transformation of what it is that has held us in limit and maturing into a greater level of our spiritual being. And there are many beautiful things that support and help that happen. Okay, so I want to be honest about that part of it. But as you give, it is given unto you. Jesus' beautiful teaching. As you give, it is given unto you. As you measure to another, it is measured to you again. And I just got to share. I just want to acknowledge some marvelous givers in our community. This is our children. Yesterday, our older children spent their day creating a wonderful day camp for the younger children, making and giving them a marvelous time. My little granddaughter came home with hearts painted on her face and wonderful stories. And I mean, it was a beautiful experience of the giving of these young people. And so it is this Saturday is circulation. Okay, so that's done by our children. Well, all these wonderful things come in, and then the people from the greater community come and visit, and they help them find what they're looking for. And when they say, "How much is it?" they say, "It's free." And they say, "No, how much is it really?" "It's free." And you know what a blessing it is for them to be able to see what happens to people when they're just given to out of the generosity. And many want to give back in the love offerings that come in. But many just need to be able to take and go with what they need. Wonderful. So, what beautiful consciousness in our community. You have our children teaching the joy and the experience of giving. So take that deep breath through your heart. And I invite you to really go to that place where you know your source, God. That instant, constant, abundant supply. Join me. God is my instant, constant, abundant supply. I am grateful for more than enough. More than enough love. More than enough health. More than enough wisdom. More than enough understanding. More than enough peace. And more than enough to empower the wonderful life and the purpose that you are about. I am grateful for more than enough. Bless you. Now at this point, I would get down and Jennifer would jump up here, but because we've been looking at giving, I want to go ahead and lead us in our love offering experience. Let me just first of all remind everyone that we have our wonderful prayer ministers with the purple sashes that are available to support you after the service here and on the patio. They're there to support you with prayer. And there's something very important for me to point out in our experience of giving today. And that is because I've been talking about the experience of giving, there's different ways that you can experience that. Okay? And if it is really a call in your heart to step in and join with these people in their commitment to our community to give in a greater way, that's wonderful. But it's also possible to feel and experience that as pressure to give. And that's not wonderful. Okay? And it's important that our giving come from that sincerity within the self. So if you experience that pressure and there are many, many reasons why that might happen. Okay, don't give more. Okay. As we give, we receive. When we respond to pressure, we end up with resentment, and we don't want to receive with resentment. So it's better, please, respect that sense if you have that sense of pressure. And it's also important in giving to remember that there are times in our lives when we are at a state of simply needing to receive. Everything that is here is given freely. And if you are not guided to give, don't. Listen to what is right for you. Here we know the real wisdom is within you. So you respond by what is right for you. Okay? Because then we achieve that greater consciousness. And if that greater consciousness is, I need to be safe and free to simply receive today, then that, by your accepting that in that way, that's a blessing to us all. So I want to share with you this beautiful understanding from Charles Fillmore. Charles Fillmore is Unity's co-founder, and he was a master teacher of the experience of prosperity. And he brought that forth in the midst of the Depression to break the consciousness of lack. And what he says is, give in a spirit of love, and give when you cannot see any possibility of return. Put real substance into your gift by giving the substance of the heart with the token of money. See yourself as the steward of God handing out his inexhaustible supplies. See yourself as the steward of God handing out his inexhaustible supply. So with that, I invite you to join me in our affirmation. I hope. There we are. Together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And I'm grateful.
Let's ring out the bells of freedom. Our hearts beat the rhythm of joy. We'll live through this world of illusion. Our love is too strong to destroy. Let's take the ladder through the mirror
and stand upon a different land
where all the unanswered questions can be found in the palm of your hand. Let's ring out the bells of freedom. Our hearts beat the rhythm of joy. We'll live through this world of illusion. Our love is too strong to destroy. There are forests in the mountains
and rivers in the valley floors,
and the rainbow never ends for those waiting on silver shores. We'll soar like the eagle, dance in the wind. We'll find our peace where truth begins. Let's ring out the bells of freedom. Our hearts beat the rhythm of joy. We'll live through this world of illusion. Our love is too strong to destroy. Oh, now I found my way back home,
where the stories I never heard
are filling my heart with gold from the sweet song of the bird. We'll soar like the eagle, dance in the wind. We'll find our peace where truth begins. Let's ring out the bells of freedom. Our hearts beat the rhythm of joy. We'll live through this world of illusion. Our love is too strong to destroy. Let's ring out the bells of freedom. Our hearts beat the rhythm of joy. We'll live through this world of illusion. Our love is too strong to destroy. Let's ring out the bells of freedom. We are walking in the light, in the light, in the light. We are walking in the light of God. In the light, 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 in the light of God. We are walking in the light, in the light, in the light. We are walking in the light of God. In the light, 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 in the light of God.
So join me in blessing our children together. Children, you are loved, special, and important. God loves you, and so do we. We receive these gifts knowing God is our instant, constant, abundant source of supply. We are grateful for more than enough in the joy within each heart. Amen. Please stand and take hands and join me in our prayer of protection. Together, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And our peace song.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be, with God ever present. Family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
You are the love and the light and the peace in the earth right now. So let it shine and have fun.
Hallelujah. One heck of a sermon. Reverend David Dunn did it again. Good to see y'all. Sure was a good service. What you got going for the rest of the weekend? It'd be a shame to let a Sunday go to waste. Come on, y'all, let's recongregate. Down, down, down by the river. Come on now, yeah, brothers and sisters. Let's break the bread in the sunshine. Have ourselves a real good time. Down, down, down by the river. Oh, when the sun goes down, we'll turn the radio up. Dance around in the moonlight. Later on, we'll get the guitars out. Pass around, yeah, we'll testify. Amazing grace, shine a light on my spirit. Maybe throw in a little halfway to heaven. Down, down, down by the river. Come on now, yeah, brothers and sisters. Let's break some bread in the sunshine. Have ourselves a real good time.